What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Lights, Camera, Collect. It is Friday, January 10th. We are officially in the new year. We've had one episode since then, but second episode of 2025. Pretty exciting. 5:18 p.m. We're running just slightly behind, but it's going to be worth it. I promise you. Not too much news to talk about this week, Natalie and Dean, but some exciting stuff and some big picture topics that we certainly need to get into because we have a special guest, which people know about. Not the best kept secret. It's like all three Spider-Man and No Way Home. Everyone knew, right? Everyone knew that was going to happen. And of course, we know that we got a special guest that's going to be coming in soon. Since he's here, we got to talk about JND. We got to talk about Jazzinc. We got to talk about InArt because Hot Toys said, you know what? We're going to announce one figure this week, and it's going to be ass. It's going to be the most ass thing you've ever seen. And we're still going to talk about it nonetheless. But Natalie, Dean, how are you guys doing? I think this is going to be a pretty exciting show.
I'm doing good.
You're doing good? Okay.
Yeah,
that display is looking real good behind you. I even like the plant. Is that plant new? I haven't seen that plant before.
No, plant's not new. No.
Okay. Is it fake or real?
Listen, it's a fake plant. If that was a real plant, it would be dead because I don't know how to care for things. I have a dog, and thank God she goes to the water bowl on her own. Although, bless her little heart, she's getting old. She's blind. She's going blind. She's completely deaf. And we just found out she's got a little heart thing. So my whole world is surrounding this old lady of mine. But she's the only thing I care for. Oh my God, don't do that to me right now. Listen, all right, no lie. I said it right before the stream. I said, we can't, I was talking to Mr. So Mr. is my Kevin, right? I was talking to Mr. and I said, Mr., we can't let Kevin steal the limelight like this all the time, right? You and I need to have a conversation about this guy. Here he is.
Hold on. We got a dog. I need a dog right now. What is going on here?
Oh, come here, baby.
Oh,
this guy
this is
my
Kevin Jr.
guy.
Oh, wow!
I like his little mustache.
Wow, we got cuteness overload right now. Just wait till we bring Kiko in here.
And then here comes the blind one.
The blind one.
Come here,
well, you have a blind dog.
No. She doesn't know.
Kevin's getting bashful.
She hears me. She just doesn't know where I am. Cookie. Nope. She doesn't know where she don't worry about her. But yeah, I was like, Mister, we can't let Kevin have all the fame and fortune. But yeah, anyway, here he is stealing the show anyway.
It's gonna be a pretty exciting show. Dean, I have to ask you how you're doing, but Natalie created a cold open that I didn't even plan or realize. You talk about drinking out of the toilet. Where do we stand on that? I've had an intense debate with multiple people about people who are very adamant against dogs drinking out of the toilet. I don't seem to find a problem. What do you guys think about this?
I mean, if your toilet's clean, the water's clean. But I mean, I've never actually had a dog that did that. So
really? Like I wouldn't drink out of a toilet, but if it's my dog, like I mean.
So my dog doesn't drink out of the toilet, but Cookie, that's the one behind me, when she's thirsty, she'll jump into the tub. So I think it's just her way of telling me she's thirsty because she knows water comes out of there. And when she was young, she used to lick at the faucet because like maybe little drips of water. Yeah. And as soon as she would do that, I'd go in there and go, what are you, thirsty? And I'd go fill up her bowl. So she's trained me when she jumps in the tub, that means her water bowl is empty. But she doesn't drink from any toilet. She's too fancy for all that. She eats like chicken and rice and she's too fancy.
So you got a bougie dog.
Kevin's also too small. He can't reach.
Oh, exactly. Okay. I bet you though, I don't know why that we've always had Australian Shepherds and they're supposed to be one of the most intelligent breeds, but they all drink out of the toilet. Everyone we've had. So, I mean, I guess my thought is like they're already licking their butts and they're kissing you most of the time. Like it's like, what's the difference? I mean, like they're drinking out of the toilet, they're licking their own butt. Like, I mean, their tongue is not very sanitary.
If your toilet's clean, the water that goes into it, once you flush, it's clean water.
It gives you more incentive to clean your toilet bowl. That's a good point, Dean.
Yeah.
But Dean, how are you? More importantly,
I'm okay. No real complaints.
What did you eat? Because I heard you were eating before the show.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, so I remember last week we talked about groceries getting delivered.
Yeah.
So I got more groceries delivered, and they showed up kind of a little later than I anticipated. So I had to like squeeze in cooking food. Otherwise, I was like, I'm not gonna eat until 7 o'clock. But I just made some burgers.
That's pretty cool. Kiko's making me laugh because he was like right up on the camera, just staring into the camera, and I could see him in the back room.
Like,
But
let me in.
I know, let me in. But that's awesome, dude. You made what? Do you grill your burgers? How do you prepare your burgers?
It's too cold to grill burgers right now. I just put them in the air fryer.
Dude, air fryer is amazing. It's a life changer.
Game
changer, life changer. It's incredible.
Dude,
incredible.
Like I'm keeping like fries and stuff now because I use, whenever you like go out to eat or go to like a fast food place, the fries are ruins. But if you don't eat them right away, and so I would never eat fries or like take my fries home with me. Now, dude, throw them in the air fryer. They're brand new.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a good question from Clinton here. Said, why is the toilet seat up? I get this question a lot. Like, I don't know. If you've always,
Who said that? Who said that? Give this man a trophy. Who said that?
Well, I've always lived with my brother. Like,
you must have a happy wife. Good for you, sir.
Yeah, when you live with a woman, it's different. You have to be a little more cautious. Like, anytime around women, I try to be more thoughtful. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Natalie. They could also look, right? I mean, they could look.
You know how fun it is in like 2 a.m. when you go to the bathroom and you're like half asleep and you fall into a toilet. Have you ever done that? No, of course you haven't, because you pee standing up. So
it's true, I do. But if you have to go number 2, I don't even use the top seat.
Yeah, but who does that at 2 a.m. and when the lights are off?
Yeah. Either way, it's crazy. I don't know how we got to that point, but here we are. We have a special guest, I guess you could call him. He's pretty well known on this channel, pretty well known around these parts as an influencer that people are not happy with because he's an influencer like the rest of us. So not really. We don't even call ourselves that, but other people like to label us that. Nonetheless, we have Mr. Kiko Collects in the back room, and he's here. Mr. Kiko, how are you? Do you want a full screen, by the way?
Yes, give it to him.
Okay, I'll give it to him. He threw his headphones off. Okay, you get a full screen, Kiko. Okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Hello. Damn, that took a long time because
sorry, dude.
We're talking about peeing, we're talking about dogs, and boy, am I about to take the piss right now on this show. Let's bring everybody back.
Okay, you want the rest of the panel? Okay.
Yeah, that made me awkward staring at myself that long.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so we're finally back, Will, here. I need to address a couple things. Then I have a monologue. Then we have some topics, but I feel like we're just going to ramble all through this. But I have to say, first of all, finally, I have come back to YouTube.
Wow.
Not bad. Which means, finally, I have come back to Will's show.
That was pretty good.
Because someone was asking for The Rock's theme music, but we got demonetized last
week. Yeah, we
can't
use that
when we played Triple H's. So anyway, lots going on. How's everyone been? Have people been misbehaving? Because
well, I think we have been, yes. Without you,
I hope so. I hope so. It's been something, to say the least. And I need to address my username, and then we'll get into my opening monologue, where I've been, and then we'll get into the topics, if that's okay with everybody else.
Dude, absolutely. We've missed you tremendously. So the floor is yours right now. We've missed you tremendously.
And we just went ahead and wasted 10 minutes anyway. So what's another 10 at least? So AirTags save lives. Here's your PSA. So, Natalie, do you not know what an AirTag is?
Yes, I know what an AirTag is. Why do you single me out?
Well, you said I don't know what your username means. So
I said what's with the username?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
Forgive me. Okay, we're getting a little zesty before we even start.
Nata's like, why me? You can sing on me. I didn't know. I'm the one who said it.
It's like, why are you coming for me so fast? You still got like an hour.
Yeah, Natalie.
Don't worry. We'll get there. So with that being said, or all that to say, that's my thing. So I have an issue where I lose my wallet a lot. And I lose my keys a lot. I've had several evenings ruined because I can't find my wallet. And I sometimes melt down a little bit because I'm an emotional person. And because I can't find it, Amy, my wife, says, we need to rectify that situation. We're so done. And so she bought me some AirTags. And so I put some AirTags on my wallet. I got the special little case for it and things on my keys. So now there's never an instance where I don't know where my keys or my wallet are. And you say, Kiko, you are a 38-year-old man. How in the world are you still losing things like a child? Well, it happens because it's just the way it is. And so you have no idea how many times I've left my wallet at the gym only to go in there and, there it is, finally. So AirTags save lives. So if you're the person that puts things away and you don't really think through it very often of where you put those things, everyone always says, everything needs to have a home. whenever you come home. Yeah, that's true, but I don't know where those homes are. So that's my problem. So
your items are harmless.
Saves lives. But Will, I need to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
I have been gone for just maybe right at 2 months, maybe a hair bit longer. And I feel like I should address, some of the comments that people maybe have left. And I say all that because there's a life lesson that we need to learn from this.
Mm-hmm.
Raise your hand if you've seen Hereditary.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so 3 out of 4.
Great movie. The ending.
Natalie, you need to see that. It's a classic.
Yeah,
but Toni Collette, who's an amazing actress, by the way. There's a scene where they are sitting at the dinner table, and she just kind of freaks out, and she says, she's like, I'm sick and tired of everything here because no one ever takes any responsibility for what they've done. And she's like frazzled. But is that not a microcosm of the way that our society is? There's no accountability for anything that anybody ever does. And that's why we've deteriorated as a society, honestly, is because everyone gets away with everything. So I decided that enough, because things happened this couple of months while I was gone. And I feel like it needs to be addressed because hopefully it'll help somebody. And that's the whole reason I do anything, is to help everybody. Some dumbass last week when I made my new video, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show when we pump that, said, stop the influencer grift. You make collecting worse, essentially, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, for one, not an influencer. 2, they're like, you're nothing ever is creative, from these channels anymore. And I feel like I truly try to give something with my content. And it's not, I don't do reviews, as you know. Well, we have Ravenblade on the account. If you ever want to go
That's
back
your best
review.
review. Yeah.
But I don't do reviews. I don't do promos for companies. I don't do that. I give you kind of my philosophy. I give you some helpful hints, and that's kind of my shtick, essentially. So that's kind of what I did. But going back to all this is that I finally said, okay, enough. I'm going to call that dumbass out. And I posted that on my story. And I said, I used to not address the fools that say things, but I'm going to address the fools that say some things, because people have to start being held accountable, honestly. So I told you my last video, I had seasonal affective disorder, which means when it gets dark outside, I get super depressed. It's a real thing. You may say it's being a baby, but why don't we just go ahead and just bust out the receipts of people? So why stop there? But going back to that, and don't worry, we're going to weave through this monologue here. But this person, and don't worry, I'll say the names because you might actually be in here tonight. So who cares? So Matt77 said, after I did my SAD disorder or my video, they said, so 90% of people in rehab are like this. Their problems, as you call them, is just something that will pass. But the 10% can never get the help they really need because of you, the 90%. So don't ever ask, why didn't they get help? Well, first off, dumbass, you have no idea what's going on in my life. And to say that my problems are not valid enough is pretty hypocritical, because you don't know my life. And so I stepped away for a couple of months to get my head right mentally, because I was not in a good spot mentally, because I struggle with that. And as if some universal joke that all came crashing down, those two months to step away was to refresh, but I didn't get to refresh because some of the most crazy things in my life ever happened. And there's a life lesson to take from that. So, as you know, for my birthday, I was trying to jump on a cruise ship, and we were going to just spend some time with my family. Amy was coming with me, and we got on a cruise ship. But before that, we had started to get some reports that her dad was not feeling well. Okay. So a couple weeks beforehand, he's like, hey, I'm going in for a UTI. I got a hernia, and some people just say, well, people get old. They don't ever check things out. Just old people being old, whatever. So he's a healthy guy, played pickleball and all that. So don't really think much about it. But as we got closer and closer to the cruise, things started to get a little more awkward. He ended up going, he's like, wow, I'm confused. I'm vomiting. And they're like, Dad, why don't we go ahead and kind of let's get you to the hospital, at least take a look. And so they get him to the hospital. They admit him to the hospital. They say, yes, you got a UTI. Yes, you have your hernia. We're going to work through all that stuff, because he was originally supposed to get the hernia surgery, but he got denied because they did some blood work and they said, hey, we're not going to sign off to put you under anesthesia because we can see some irregularities in your heart. Okay. So we're going to have to push that out a little bit. So we're not really understanding what's really going on. But by the time we are about a week, 2 weeks before we get to go on the boat, we find out he's diagnosed with lymphoma, which is a terrible cancer. And basically it starts in your lymph nodes, and your lymph nodes is what fights infection. Okay. And so when you start getting antibiotics, if you have advanced lymphoma, the antibiotics don't work. And so the common cold can kill you if you don't have anything that can, work through all that. So when Amy's down there, that's the worst news you can get. Wow, you have cancer, and you're like, how are we going to deal with this? So we start scheduling, when they're going to get the PET scan, kind of see like how far advanced it is. And this is still like a week out, and they release him from the hospital, and he goes home, and he's like, I'm just not feeling that great, and I think I'm going to go back. And they take him back to the hospital, and so they admit him there again. And so we know he's diagnosed with lymphoma, but he's saying happy birthday to me that Sunday, as I get ready to get on the boat. Okay. And so I'm like, he's in the hospital. He's not doing well, but I mean, no problem. So we're getting updates, and we're trying to figure out what's going on, but we have disembarked. Okay. We are in Haiti. We are having a miserable time because we're away. Her dad's in the hospital, but he's not getting better. So the problem is that with all that being said, some dumb person in my family one night, and this is where I'm getting at, some dumb person in my family, I came down there, it's like, hey, so how's Amy? And I said, well, she's not doing real good. She's just waiting to get some more information from what's really going on. And this dumbass from my family says, is he actually doing bad, or did he sneeze and everyone freaked out? Really shitty thing to say. Very cold, callous thing to say. And that really drove a wedge through a lot of people in our family, because then we're kind of taking sides on, okay, well, I was being sarcastic, that's what this person said. And you people out there may say everything that I say is just me being sarcastic. But because that sarcastic comment was made, 2 days later, stuck in the Bahamas, her dad is dead. And we cannot get off the boat, and we're stuck there. And my wife, who had no idea or concept that her dad was going to be, we would never have gotten on the boat if we thought it was that serious, because we have no idea what was actually going on in people's lives. Okay. Because you just don't. And so for people to just assume that, we're these personalities and things like that, we're real people. And I took time away to spend time with my family and to heal myself, and to spend time with, I thought my father-in-law, and heal myself, only to lose my father-in-law. And I get sarcastic comments like this from Darth Malik's missing lower jaw, who says, no Kiko and his self-righteous takes and his need to interrupt others with him. What a breath of fresh air while I'm gone. Now, you may say, it's sarcastic. I didn't mean it. It's no big deal. Stop being such a pussy. Because that's the thing. You don't know what the fuck I'm going on. And that's the problem. No one gets held accountable for anything. And you say, wow, were you just using your channel to just slap people's wrists? Yeah, because you need to be called out sometimes. I'm not done. So stupid stuff like that, to where Mr. Mom says, we should all thank the savior, Kiko, for going Karen on InArt and looking out for himself. I mean, the community. Stupid little bullshit like that makes no sense. I mean, my father-in-law's dead. I missed that, being stuck on a boat. But me taking time away from myself, I'm glad that you got some time to be able to spend it without having to worry about me interrupting people. But all that to say is, when you have people honk horns and you're like, oh, what? You honk a horn at somebody because they're not going. You don't know if their father-in-law just died. You don't know if their wife is driving your weenie dog who's pissing blood 30 minutes ago. You don't know what the fuck is going on in my life. My wife is driving through 3 inches of snow to take my dog right now to figure out why he's pissing blood. So if you can just calm yourself from time to time, and you say, you shit on people. No. I shit on companies. I never attack the person. I shit on InArt all the time, but I've always made a point to where I'm not going to shit on Johnny. Okay. It's the companies you can talk about. You can talk about this show, but don't shit on the people because you don't know what's happening. Because I need to get myself sometimes right mentally. And you maybe would do good to do that too. Just take a step back. This stuff's not that serious because there's real stuff going on. And when you say bullshit like that, it really makes you wonder, why the fuck would I ever come back to a show like this if that's the way people really feel? And for the people that say, oh, it's sarcasm, you need to have a thicker skin. No, you need to actually be held accountable when you say stupid stuff. So I know that was very heavy, Will. I thank you for the 10-minute that you gave me. But that's what has been going on for the past 2 months. I lost my father-in-law. I was stuck on a boat with a conflict in my family that we're still trying to heal because that was a fracture in our family. Not great. Our holidays were spent. Everyone said, how was your holiday break? Great. We buried my father-in-law. Really enjoyed that. I mean, it's not fun. Okay. Oh, and yeah, don't you remember? My father also died on Christmas. So now my wife and I both share a dead parent around the holidays. So just think sometimes that there's a lot of people going on with things. I know there's people in the chat's got a lot going on. And we maybe have lost people and they checked out. Don't care. You need to be held accountable sometimes. And that's all I got to say. So if we would like to change the mood a little bit and talk about something, or if anyone would like to comment about that, it's open forum. But I am back. I'm doing the best I can. But life sucks sometimes. And I'm trying to navigate the best I can.
It does. And you're doing a great job, man. You know, I was staying in touch with you that whole time.
I was
staying in touch with you the whole time, checking in, make sure you were good. And, you know, look, you and I talk about this all the time, man, off camera. We talk about it all the time, the stuff we're going through. You know, I haven't been as open with it with the stuff that I've gone through in recent months, but, you know, I talk to Kiko pretty much every day about it. You know, and there were several periods of time where I considered taking a break also because I was like, I don't have the mental capacity to even focus on doing videos right now. And it happens often to me, honestly. But, you know, there are any number of things. So trust me, man, the community loves you. Everyone's got your back. We understand. So I appreciate the message. And it was a worthwhile one for sure. Very important.
Yeah, I'll second and third that. You know, I just hearing that, I'm like, I feel absolutely awful for you right now. And I'm so sorry for everything that you went through. You know, it's such a shame sometimes when the people that you think that are like in a community with you, they turn their back so quickly for just like a couple of thumbs up on a comment. And that's terrible. So I'm so sorry that you and your wife went through that. And please give her a hug for me.
Of course. And I love every single person on this panel, by the way. Dean messaged me always saying happy birthday, or not happy birthday, Merry Christmas.
Happy birthday.
I think he did say happy birthday too.
Happy birthday, maybe that too. Yeah. Well, Dean's birthday was recently. So yeah. So Dean, do you have any comment on it at all?
And I'm not fishing for comments.
Okay, I just want to give everyone an opportunity, but yeah.
Yeah. My mom lost her dad on Thanksgiving. And that I think I was 3 years old when that happened. And it's something that every Thanksgiving she's in a really terrible mood. So I completely get why you're like, hey, that time of the year is coming up. I need to just unplug and, you know, focus on, you know, your mental health. And that really never goes away. I mean, I'm 36 now and she still doesn't like Thanksgiving. And so I totally don't blame you for doing that. And it really, really shitty and terrible that now your wife also is going to be going through that because again, it's not something that ever goes away. You get stronger and you're able to get through it, but yeah, it's really terrible. So I had no idea that happened. That is really horrible to hear, but you know, you guys still have each other and you have people like Will and Natalie and me in your corner and people on the internet. You know, I said it before the other day, you know, these people don't pay your bills.
Right.
I mean, it's nice that you want to hold people accountable, but at the end of the day, fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, For every one of those,
say that I feel like sometimes you just have to say something because that way it stops a hurtful comment from going to somebody else.
Yeah,
which if you're a troll, you're a troll, and you'll always live under the bridge. But
yeah,
if I can make one person feel better by not having something directed at them, that's the motivation.
And dude, that it's a super admirable and noble motivation. And I think all of us would agree here. I would say that 95% of this community is incredibly awesome and warming and thoughtful and kind. Like I know you guys, Dean, like I love it, man. It's not even like the way I would view it is I get messages from time to time pretty often where people are like just random, like take time out of their day and message me like, man, I love your channel. I just wanted to let you know how great of a job you do and like how much it like I enjoy watching it. Like that means so much to me. Like you guys have no idea. Like I'm not being like that. I'm genuinely being honest. Like reading that, I find a lot of meaning in my life through making this content. And I like being valuable to you guys. So I like making things. And the fact that people tell me they like it or it means something to them, it really does mean a lot to me. So when you say that, like, it really does make my day. When I tell you that, I'm being honest. I'm saying like, you made my day. Like, because there's, you know, like Kiko said, there's a number of things we all go through day to day and, you know, family members, relationships, whatever. And it's like, you know, those type of things really do make a difference. And I don't think people account for that. Like it's.
Yeah, there's, in fact, on my birthday, I got a message on Instagram from Dominic. He's a tattoo artist. I don't know him. We've literally my only exchange with him is on Instagram. He told me happy birthday last year and happy birthday this year. And it's like, I don't know this guy, you know, from anybody, but he took the time out of his day, saw me on Will's show, sent me a message, and it's like that. It's really, really nice that, you know, there's people out there who, hey, I want to send you a message because, you know, for whatever I said or did resonated with them and they just want to wish me happy birthday. It's so cool. And, you know, for every troll out there, there's 1,000 people who appreciate you and like you. So
it's true.
I try not to focus on those people, but
I wish I had Kiko's like special things where I could do things and it would like,
with the
happen, but it doesn't work.
You gotta be using the iPhone, don't you, Kiko?
The Mac,
the FaceTime.
Any type of new OS has that. So we have the thumbs up. We have see. It's a lot more fun.
Pretty cool. Kiko's pretty.
Hey, that's awesome.
See, if I was on a Teams meeting doing an interview, I would just do this the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time while they're answering questions.
See how they handle it.
Yeah, right.
Interview yesterday, and I was like, I need to, I work in a like a closet. You guys know that, like a Harry Potter closet.
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah. So I work in a closet. I was like, I need to do something better. So I came upstairs, and I was like, I need to set up. Not in here because they might. They might think that's too much. So I set up like this setup right here. With the nice wallpaper, the real pretty wallpaper and the blue stuff. And everyone's like, that's a beautiful wallpaper. Is that a real background? I was like, yes, it is. I hung it myself.
Kiko put a lot of manpower into that.
She's like, wow, look at that background. I was like, I don't get any ideas. No, we're not doing anything like that.
Yeah, man. And honestly, Natalie, you've told me it before we move on to the next thing. But Kiko, thank you. That was incredible.
Thank you for everyone indulging me.
But I will say, Natalie tells us all the time, Kiko and Dean, I know you guys can recognize it. Like the community that we have on all of our channels combined, the people that are here are so awesome. Like it's so wholesome and good and just, great for everyone involved. That's why, we do try to monitor the chat and make sure people aren't fighting each other. And like, we just got a really good group of good people here. So I'm happy to be part of it. So yeah. But, and Kiko, man, everyone here has got your back. So we appreciate you being honest and straight with us as you always are. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. You inspired me, man.
Is that okay?
What'd you say?
Let's talk some toys now.
Yeah, we can.
We're 30 minutes into it.
It's been very heavy.
Yeah, we are. We're like legit 29 minutes into the stream right now. So it's fine. That was just
our Will. These aren't going to do great numbers this week.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know. People might be here just for the situation. It might be
I do want to.
Yeah.
I do want to just add that, on our channel, we do a show called After Dark where we don't talk about toys. We just talk about life and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we had a whole show about, mental health and depression. And we got a ton of people messaging us like, man, thank you for talking about stuff like that. Because like I'm going through something like that, or someone I know is going through something like that. And, taking time to talk about things that are relatively uncomfortable or, important. I know we're just, we talk toys, but every once in a while doing something like that is really important for, somebody out there. you know, maybe 99% of the listeners it doesn't resonate with, but just that one person that it can help. So I think kudos to Kiko for taking the time to do that.
Yeah. I think it was worthwhile. And again, you know, I think all of these streams and videos help people. You know, it's an outlet, you know, creative expression. So we got some super chats to address real quick. Then we'll jump into our first topic, guys. So thank you for, you know, sitting through that with us. I think it was very valuable and worth it. But $4.99 Cinematic Collector. Thanks so much, bro. Welcome back to Kiko, who hates InArt so much that he'll wait for Star Ace Paul Atreides. Dude, Cinematic Collector, thanks so much, bro. I told Kiko, I sent him the pics that I posted on Instagram of Paul Atreides before I even posted them. And I was like, dude, just come on this one. Like,
that looks pretty good.
It does look
the
pretty
Og
good.
sculpt is pretty good, though.
Dude, come on.
I do agree.
I mean, it might be pretty good, but it ain't InArt. Like, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's
Chill.
not.
I think
that's why I love Kiko.
I think if you're going a rooted option, yeah, InArt's clearly superior. But if you really don't care about rooting, I'd save the money and go.
Did you see someone that took the Og and actually rooted it? It looks incredible.
No, does it look good? Okay.
It looks better. I'm not just saying that. It honestly looks better.
Chill.
Than the InArt one.
You're an Og shill now, dude.
Yeah, I got them all. I mean, you've handled the Og one.
Yeah, I did. The Og ones got delivered. Remember when I was there?
Yeah,
he brought one and then he forgot the other one and came back and brought it. Yeah.
And like they get better each one. And from what I've seen, this version of Paul from Og is pretty darn good.
Oh, nice. Okay. We got a super chat. Nathan Alker. Dude, shout out to Nathan, man. Watching live for once and building Star Wars Lego. Dude, enjoy that build. I can't build shit like that, dude. It's like too stressful. It's too stressful.
It is stressful, but when you put on Wolfbox Vacation, it all melts away.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can put that on in the background. Yeah, and then you could focus. Yeah, because you just mute me and then you could focus better. That's probably what happens. So, yeah.
So I built a Millennium Falcon once, right? I went to Downtown Disney back when it was called Downtown Disney. I went to Downtown Disney. I went to the Lego store. I bought the Millennium Falcon, put it all together. And then like after you put it together, what do you do with it? So everyone's like, oh, well, you display it. You do. I'm like, what am I going to, I can't, I don't have space for this kind of stuff.
You get those glass coffee tables.
So no.
Oh yeah, right.
Look, I have a very fine line, right? And if you have a wife, you know, you have a very fine line of what you're allowed to display in the public areas of the
that's
home.
why everything's limited up here. This
exactly.
is not allowed to go through these doors.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
So
exactly.
If Will didn't flake out and chicken out during the hurricane and came to Florida,
the hurricane, it could have died.
The amount of space that we're working with here, which is not a whole lot, right? So I'm dealing with what I've got. So I have to like make choices. And so
tear a wall down or something soon.
Tear a wall down?
I thought you said you were.
We did.
Maybe you should.
We tore half this house down to renovate it, to make it bigger, but not for me, for her.
Oh,
and so the rest of the house is like all open concept. This is the office. I do have this wall, which, you know, you can't see that side, but I'll figure out what I'm going to do though. Anyway, so I didn't know what to do. I was like, what am I going to do with it? So I had it originally and like, I just put it in an IKEA Besta, or no, was it a Besta? The big square, you know, most people have statues, they put them in Bestas. So I had these Bestas and I put it in there and it just closed. And so like for the longest time, it wasn't doing anything. So I gave it away to somebody. I was like, hey, look, you have a kid. You like Legos, go enjoy it.
Take it apart first, or did you hand it to him completed?
I handed completed, fully completed. Here's the thing. He later went and, you know, took it apart. But later on, to find out how much that thing is worth, now I'm like, so do you still have that thing that I lent you? He's like, lent me? I'm like, yeah, I lent it to you a while ago.
Well, there you go. I will say we got
no, obviously I'm not that person, but yeah.
Marty D super chat as well. Kiko the Goat is back. I love your channel and videos. Kiko, shout out to you. Now it sounds like a massive Lego set there. So
yeah, it was. Yeah. It was enormous.
Shout out to Marty D. That's awesome, dude. Eric Carter, you guys are the best. Love this panel and show, dude. Thanks so much, Eric. Appreciate that, man. See, that means a lot. That means a lot to me. It warms my soul, dude. I like that a lot. So I appreciate it. You know, we all appreciate it. So I think that's all the super chats. So I'm interested, Kiko, like you said, to see the playback results on this, to see how many people join the stream, like who can't watch it live. And they're like, we spent 35 minutes not talking about figures at all. But I mean, it all. Good
luck on your analytics this week. We'll be back to normal next week.
Exactly.
But actually news next week, hopefully.
Well, it's actually good.
Watch you do better this week.
I know. I know. Well, last week we absolutely killed it at over 5K views because we shit on JND and everyone loved it. So that's, I mean, Yeah, it was great. It got a bunch of views. So let's shit on something Hot Toys. Deadpool 3 Human Torch. Is this the worst Hot Toys head sculpt ever? I mean, honestly, it's in the running. It's in the running, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, I'm not used to having 4 panelists, so I got to see how's. Oh, wow. So those are options. So we can either be very tiny at the side or we can go at the top. We'll go at the side. I think sides on. Let us know, guys, what you prefer. But we're going to go on the sides. You know what? Kiko, you are coming back today. I'm excited to have you back, dude. I got to put you first here. Human Torch. How ass is this on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like out of the gate, like after all this time, this is my opening segment. And I'm like,
Human Torch.
Okay. So I got one sound for that.
That was a wet one. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It did. Someone had something other than chicken, apparently.
So apparently, seasoning.
The effects look great. Whoever took these photos did a really good job because they are doing so much to cover up what's happening. Very rarely do I do a double take on something. Like I had to. Okay, look at that. That is one of the worst things I've ever seen. And now I would have to go back and honestly look, and maybe this is an homage to him playing Captain America. Those are Captain America pants. You know that? Go back. Those are Captain America pants.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah,
they do look
100%.
like that.
I don't remember if he's wearing those in the.
Yeah, he's wearing them in the movie.
Okay, so maybe that's why he thought he was Captain America because he saw the pants and all that stuff. I don't know, but this is the farthest away from a likeness I have seen in quite some time. Like I will say like it's a good like rendition of a human being. Like it's a really nice painting apps, sculpting. The hair looks really cool. It's just not a person that It's not even close. It's like originally some people thought it was Doctor Strange. This could really double. That looks like Iron Man. You could go back. That looks like Iron Man. You could go back and use this as a Kenobi sculpt. A lot of people were talking about that. That last one just looked like Keanu Reeves. Go back one.
Oh, hold on, Keanu Reeves. This one
that looked like Keanu Reeves. And I don't know. And it's not like they've not had practice with Chris Evans. I mean, that's the thing. Like, that also looks a little bit like Jamie Lannister. Like I'm like, okay,
it's a very versatile figure.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can plug him into any part of your show, but it's just such an odd. And movie was great. It was cool being able to see the joke. But do you really want a figure of a joke? Because that's what I'm looking at here. This is like I've been so happy with Hot Toys recently, like making things that no one actually needs. I'm like, wow, that really saves me from having to prioritize. But this is so bad. So you have the original Fantastic Four movie, or the new Fantastic Four movie, to where you're going to get the definitive, probably, because that'll be with Pedro and Vanessa Kirby and all that. So that's the one you're probably going to want. This isn't even a representation of, him when he actually played the role like 20 years ago. I mean, this is his Deadpool version. So do you really want a joke? Do you want to pay $300 for a joke? Now, granted, I paid $300 for a joke. So I had Luke
Skywalker.
But that's different. That's different. Yeah. Because it's at least an actual representation. Well, you could argue that's a fake version of Luke anyway. It's a mess, man. And the comments, I don't think I've seen one person praise it. That's the thing. And so I wonder if this will take the route of, was it Sakaar Iron Man that they ended up canceling, and a few of the other ones? This ended up getting canceled, or will they actually rework it? I don't know if enough people want it that would warrant a change, but what do I know?
It's crazy, dude. It's tough, Kiko, because I never want to shit. Like, again, we've not mentioned any artist names whatsoever, but this is god awful. I mean, this is beneath Hot Toys. This is 10 out of 10 ass. Like, this is just not good. I think this rivals Ant-Man as the worst Hot Toys head sculpt I've ever seen. It's
you could still tell that was Paul Rudd to a degree. If you put this in front of somebody that's never seen anything, and I tell you what, if you took this to the red carpet with people that knew Chris Evans and they'd be like, hey, do you know who this is? They'd be like, no, I guarantee you.
I don't know who this guy is. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy too, because they just made that Stealth Suit 2.0, and that one isn't perfect either, but it sure as shit a hell of a lot better than this one.
Yeah. And I know they tried to age him and make him weathered, but it's a miss, man.
But even if it were good, it's kind of like, do you need this? This is the ultimate luxury purchase. I mean, they all are, truly. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is like a character that this is not really important to most collections, unless you really just want the whole Deadpool line, but it's not even good. So first off, you didn't even want it. Second, it's not even good. This figure is dead in the water. I mean, it's like, it's dead in the water. Natalie, weigh in, please. Is this the worst Hot Toys head sculpt ever? What are your thoughts?
All right. So before I weigh in on that, I'm going to weigh in on what you said just before, which is this necessary? It's totally dead in the water. Why would this even be needed? Who would ever buy this?
Mm-hmm.
Almost anyone could say that about anything that we buy. Like literally anything that we buy. So every single collector is going to look at it just a little bit different. Like when I saw Human Torch from Deadpool 3 was announced, my heart dropped and I got so excited and I ran to Reddit and I clicked on it as fast as I could, because there was something inside of me that was so excited to see the Chris Evans from Fantastic Four that we originally saw like forever ago. And then I saw it and I was like, oh no, what happened? So obviously my answer to your original question is, yeah, this is really bad. But it could have been like a really top contender for sales because people love nostalgia. People still talk about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man because that's their Spider-Man. This is their Johnny from Fantastic Four. Like this could have been everything that generation of Fantastic Four fans wanted to see. I don't know what they did. It's not that he looks bad, because when I look at this, I'm like, damn, that's a handsome old man. Like that's a handsome old man.
Yeah, it's not
but
a bad sculpt. Evans, it's the wrong sculpt.
Yeah, right. He's not. I'm just like, damn, who is he? Kind of looks like a mix of right there. Like, is that Ben Affleck meets like you find yourself trying to say he kind of looks like a mix of, and you find yourself like digging for celebrities that like if they had a baby, this is what it would look like, but it should look like Chris Evans. Like you shouldn't have to say who does it look like. Damn, Hot Toys, what did you do? Like you already know how Chris Evans looks. You've done his sculpt so many times. You have a sculpt of Chris Evans where you have a beard on him from previous figures. Like all you have to do is take the same beard and put it on the newest Winter Soldier or Winter Soldier. Is it Winter Soldier? What was the Winter Soldier stealth suit? It was, right? Yeah. Just take that sculpt, put the beard on that face and make his hair a little bit longer and like, boom, done. Give him a little dust. But I don't know what they did. I feel like they just tried totally something new. It's sad.
It looks like Ewan McGregor and like Matt Damon, or not Matt Damon, Ben Affleck combined. Yes. That's what it looks like to me. Like I see Ewan McGregor in there, which is weird.
I mean, it's a handsome man.
It's a handsome man. Sure, no doubt about it. But it's not the handsome man.
It's not the
nondescript man.
Yeah, nondescript
man number 4.
It's almost like people have always theorized like they didn't have the likeness right, so they made something that didn't really look like him. People have always said that. Maybe that's what happened.
50 other licensed versions of this guy.
Maybe they were like, well, we don't want to pay for a Deadpool one. We're just going to make like a half-ass. But like, I can't imagine how Hot Toys thought it was a good idea to put this up for pre-order in this state. Like, it's ass.
Unless they're just trying to hit quotas into the year, like saying, hey, team, we put out 50 million figures. We did good. Pat us on the back.
Dean, normally they do really good with like the older the character, the better they do.
Yeah, usually.
Don't know what happened.
Usually. Dean, weigh in, dude. What do you think?
So Natalie actually took my point. I was going to say, we've gotten Chris Evans with a beard in Infinity War.
Yeah.
That's still a pretty decent likeness to Chris Evans. So the fact that this is such a huge, I don't want to say miss, but it's not convincing enough as Chris Evans. I don't know. But I will say, I don't think this is the worst likeness we've ever gotten.
Oh, okay.
I just sent you a picture on Facebook.
Okay, let me check it out. Ooh, let me look. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Let me pull that up.
I can at least kind of be like, yeah, that's kind of Chris Evans. This is not Ben Affleck. I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
I mean, that's a mouth plate. That's still not even a head sculpt, though.
No,
it's not Ben Affleck.
That's not Ben Affleck.
That is pretty atrocious.
Like Payless dressed for. This is Ross dressed for less Batman.
This is I don't know, decent cosplay. Like, it's not Ben Affleck, and
that's like art from HR.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's definitely not Ben Affleck. No doubt about it.
The fact that like this even came out, like because there was also people saying like, oh, they couldn't get the likeness rights. Then don't make it.
Right.
If it's supposed to be Ben Affleck and you can't put Ben Affleck's face on it, don't do it. This is atrocious. So the Chris Evans,
I can't even look at it anymore.
Yeah, this Human Torch to me isn't as egregious. I just don't think, like, in terms of Chris Evans sculpt, let's just say the newest Captain America is like 95% Chris Evans. This is probably 70% Chris Evans. So it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it definitely needs some tooling, I think.
Well, Dean, I can tell you, bro, if they make Civil War Cap remake and the head sculpt looks like this, I'm gonna be real upset. I'm gonna be real upset because that's the one I've been waiting for.
But yeah, I think I've heard a lot of people say that Deadpool Wolverine is their favorite movie. They keep, obviously the line is doing well, or Hot Toys wouldn't keep churning out figures. So people are pre-ordering, people are filling those things on their shelves. So I definitely see a market, obviously, for these. Otherwise, like I said, they wouldn't keep doing it. So I definitely see it selling well. I think a lot of people would be excited to have this in the collection. It was a really cool moment in the movie where it's like, oh shit, it's Captain America, and then Human Torch. What? Insane! That was a really great character moment.
Yeah,
in that movie.
Funny.
So we pulled this up live on Tuesday's show, and everyone was really excited about it. Like, oh, they did a Human Torch, and so we pulled it up, and I think our initial reactions were very positive. Like, oh, this is cool to see. But I think the more we actually got to like sit and digest it, it's like, well, it could definitely use some work in the face. But I mean, the accessories are cool. It's tailored really well. You get the cool cloak. Like, it's objectively a cool looking figure. It just needs that little bit of work to make it great.
Yeah, I mean, it is an optimistic viewpoint, Dean, for sure. Because I do like the figure overall. I mean, I just hope that Wesley Snipes' blade comes out better than this. Because I mean, that's for sure the next look. I mean, like, that's an older guy too, right? And like, if you fuck that one up, that's would be a real problem because people ain't had one of those in a really long time. And that one's, I think,
you know how every single figure comes out and sculpt looks amazing, and then it's like a 5 to 10% decline where like every wrinkle or thing that they showed is softened. Here,
nice. Someone put Sonic in the chat.
Okay.
So
someone said if they fix Sonic, they'll fix this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, true.
I love the teeth. So with that one, the only thing that makes him kind of look like Chris Evans are the minor details. So I'm almost expecting as soon as it releases, it's going to be so softened, it's going to look completely like somebody else. It's not even a little bit like Chris Evans.
It'll look like somebody, all right.
Farewell, good luck. Everybody who buys him, good luck to you. You have yourself a handsome doll. Put him next to Barbie.
It'll look like everyone. It'll look like Jamie Lannister. It'll look like Obi-Wan. It'll look like Chris Evans.
Flame on. Every man
flame on. Everybody flame. Yep, exactly. Every actor. It'll flame your collection 100%. Because you put that next, your collection's going to light in flames, literally. It's going to go up in flames. You put that next to your high-end figures because it's going to destroy everything around it. So
you're 100%.
Like putting an InArt figure next to one. Destroys everything else.
I wish I had a
no, because my Joker falls over about once a week. So
nice. Okay, yeah, my Joker hasn't in a while. The magnets, I will say, Kiko and Paul, pretty damn good.
The only thing my Harry Potter does is conjure miracles. So I don't know what the difference is between our two figures.
Harry's such a smaller figure; he holds better on the base. That I have noticed that.
You know, he attracts people. So I don't understand. There's two different things.
He attracts what?
Harry Potter.
So he attracts bitches?
Witches. What's your head out of the gutter?
He does attract bitches, no doubt about it. But, yeah, that's proven fact. But I will say, guys,
Harry.
We're gonna move on to our next topic because we got a few to get through here. And so someone asked for a poll. Oh yeah, I thought someone asked for a poll. Put that in the chat. Maybe I can. Let me run to this next topic and we'll do that. Let's talk about Limb Toys. Limb Toys is back, baby. They show their face. They're like, I guess who like Pennywise. They show the face every 27 years and they make something really exceptional, like It 1 and It 2. And now we have Nathan Drake from Uncharted 4, and it looks pretty damn good. I was always looking forward to this figure. Natalie was a naysayer, apparently. She didn't believe, but she's going to believe here soon because this Nathan Drake is absolutely awesome. So I'm going to show some pics here. They said it's shipping next week. And this is one, again, with seamless forearms, which if a third-party fucking company can do it, why is Hot Toys not doing it? It's insanity. Don't know why. Don't get me started on that. It looks great. This figure is so cool. Uncharted, if you played the game from Naughty Dog, all 4 of them, very fantastic games. I think I prefer Uncharted 4 over the others, but I like Uncharted 2 a lot also. Third-party, Kiko. Is third party back on the map, baby? Because we ain't talked about third party this extensively in a while. It's been InArt, it's been Hot Toys, even JND, unfortunately, since you've been gone. But this looks pretty damn good. What are your thoughts, Kiko?
This is not a figure I'm even remotely interested in, but your topic is third party back? I want to see the macro photos when these get up underneath someone's real close eye to see how out of the box it looks pretty good. Packaging looks good, very DX-y, almost Premiere. Looks a lot like they know what they're doing. Love the idea of seamless forearms, but you have to ask of the ROI of time versus attention span and people wanting to put up with this. I said this before when I did my artisan video, is that we as a community just lose interest so quick on things that if most of the time you're going to forget these things even exist, and you'll be pleasantly surprised when they come out okay, and you're like, whatever. This is that rare W, it looks like, to where the waiting does pay off, but this isn't the norm. If you have as much time and resources that they have, that they've put into this, then you better expect something decent. I'm not willing to commit right now because, as I said, we talk about the tier system in your collections, how the things that you aren't really proud of go towards the bottom because you're like, oh, don't look down there because those aren't really where the great figures are. So a majority of the things that are on my lower shelves are all third party. And I'm just not a big fan because, as you said, I feel like it does detract from really exceptional pieces because they do stick out like a sore thumb. Because when you put them next to each other, you need to decide, how do you want your collection to look? Do you want, because, Will, you know this. If you, and I know we joke about it, if I were to put InArt Paul next to Og Toys Leto Atreides, they would probably look pretty stark as far as a difference between those two.
Yeah,
that's why I'm going with Og Toys. At least they will look similar.
Nice.
But you need to decide if you're willing to wait and not worry about it. That you take the risk of, well, I forgot about it. Whatever, it comes. But I'm just not a fan of mix and match this type of media anymore. So maybe I've grown beyond that. But it looks great from here. But we'll see, because everyone always shits on everything once they decide later on.
That's true. We do like to shit on things. That is what we do as collectors. Dean, weigh in, bro. What do you think about this Uncharted Nathan Drake figure?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So good, in fact, that I'm kind of mad I'm not getting one. But I also wasn't the biggest fan of the Uncharted franchise. I just really love Nathan Fillion.
Oh yeah,
who did a really cool fan film of Nathan Drake, which was awesome. And as a character, I actually really like Nathan Drake. The games aren't super for me. So seeing this, as good as it has come out, is really exciting to see. I do think third party has no option but to be really good with all the stuff that the companies have been doing, InArt with the rooting, their insane sculpt work, the quality of their materials, and their bases are usually pretty sick. Hot Toys stepping up, kind of doing the same thing, premium materials, USB lighting, the Hot Toys, I keep praising their hair sculpts. It's like, well, if we're not going to do rooting on everything, we're going to make sure our hair looks really cool if it's sculpted. So I think third party has no choice but to really step up and kind of be on par with that, because it's like, well, why buy your shit if everything else is exponentially better?
I'll flip it back and ask you this, Dean. If third parties are going to have to keep up, will that make the delays even longer because they're going to have to be able to put those resources forward, because they don't have the resources that these bigger companies have. So how much longer are you going to have to wait now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Also, I would add, are the prices going to stay third-party prices? Because you know, sub 200 is usually a decent third-party price, but you know, are we going to see them 250, which is used to be like Hot Toys standard price, and now we're seeing 300 as Hot Toys kind of, you know, entry. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's going to be interesting how things turn out. But
yeah, Dean, I mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to. I looked back at my documentation here. This Nathan Drake was supposed to come out end of 2023. So this was it's over a year delayed at this point, which is extremely normal for Limb Toys. You know, Game Toys does that shit too. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Game
Tifa still hasn't come out.
Yeah, exactly. That shit's always going to get delayed by like a year, pretty much. Whatever the estimate is.
How much was this?
238 shipped.
Okay, so
that's pretty good. That's pretty
good, but still higher on the third party.
Higher on the third party range. Yes, yeah.
But Nathan Drake is one of the, I would say, beloved video game characters. We have got an official, I want to say it was a Hot Toys, Nathan Drake for, I believe, the second.
I think Sideshow made it, didn't it? Wasn't Sideshow?
Was it Sideshow? Oh, it might have been a Sideshow.
So I think it was Sideshow. Yeah, it was from like the second game, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was. But it's kind of like Kratos, right? Like we just got a really good third-party Kratos too, and it's like people want these characters. People, and you know, Nathan Drake doesn't really change all that much game to game. You know, this time he's wearing a blue shirt instead of a tan shirt and a scarf, like.
Right.
But it's like everybody has their preferential Nathan Drake, like, oh, well, the third game really resonated with me, or the fourth game, and I want that look for him. So if companies are willing to make these figures, people are willing to buy them. So I'd say bring it on.
And I love the base, dude. I love the base.
It's cool. The whole package, like Kiko said, the box was cool, very DX. Clear and foam.
And look at the actual packaging itself. That shit's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. That looks very DX, dude. That's
can I see the photo with all the arms and stuff?
Yeah, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. I'll show you. So the arms,
but is it a die-cast sword or a plastic sword?
Probably die-cast would be my guess, but I'm not sure. But I mean, here's all the arms and the swappable forearms and such. So and you can see you have a non-seamless forearm there if you want to use that.
Yeah, because he has a watch. That's why I was like, do you have to take the watch on and off every time you want to swap it out? But
yeah,
that makes sense.
You know, the swappable forearms are a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes to get, because once they're on there, they're hard to get off. But you know, they'll come off. But Natalie, how upset?
No, I agree with everything he said. Like I played this game a couple of years ago, and probably about maybe a year or two before this figure got put up for pre-order. And so when I saw it, I really didn't know Limb Toys at the time, because if you remember, I got Arthur Morgan maybe 2 years ago for Christmas. Yeah. And so I really didn't know anything about Limb Toys. And so when this came out, I was like, third party, I don't know. I think this got announced like right after Joker with the seamless arms, and like it was a thing. And so I was interested. I looked at it. I just finished playing the other game, and I decided not to do it because I just didn't really trust it. And so, like, exactly to this topic, like, is third party back? I think at the time is third party worthy was my question. Right. And I decided not to risk it. Not only did I didn't know if Limb Toys was like I don't want to say worthy, reputable. And like, would they fulfill my order, or are they going to go under and I'm never going to see this money again? So I decided to pass. Here I am now seeing this thing release, and I'm just like flabbergasted. It looks great, exceptional. Is third party back? I don't know if third party ever left. I think I think it's one of those things where we discount it so much because we are always expecting Hot Toys and InArt and all these other ones to be like the supreme. These other companies have the same like capability. They just don't do it on a massive scale, and they don't have the licenses to do it. So they don't get like the 3D printable images from the IP. So they're making it on their own, which is that more impressive. Like, if you think about the fact that they didn't get the 3D scan images of this character and they had to do it on their own, that's even more impressive to me than for someone to hand me the blueprint to like print something in plastic. So if anything, I think they're doing a better job. And I know I'm not saying quality wise. I'm just saying it's pretty amazing what they're able to do without being handed the keys to the kingdom for a lot of these characters. So hats off to Lim Toys. They always do a really good job, and I don't think I'm ever going to sleep on them again. Right? If they ever have a character I really want, I know I'll wait 2 years, but when it comes out, I'm never going to be disappointed. So yeah.
It's good. They were supposed to do Joel and Ellie from Last of Us 1, which maybe they will after Drake releases here, but that won't be out for 3 years. So I mean, it's gonna be a while, but yeah, I've been saving room. I mean, again, Natalie, that Arthur Morgan they made is very strong.
Right behind me.
Great. Yeah, it's incredible. I have mine. You can see right down on the bottom there, right there. So right next to Pyramid Head. So
you've got yours in the tan jacket. Mine's in winter clothing. We're in Florida. Nice. It's cold.
I almost got a second one to do the winter outfit because I do really like that one.
No, you just gotta change him, man. You just gotta
I like the pose he's in. I don't want to change.
Yeah. Well, put his arm down, take the jacket off, put a new jacket on, put his arm back up.
Once I get a pose I like, Natalie, I don't change it much. I don't really change it much. Yeah, Kiko knows mine. Look at my fingers in the background. They've been in the same poses. I know. They've been in the same poses for a while. I don't like once I get something, because then if I change it, it's just not quite right. Like maybe the shoulder's too high or something. And then I look at it from a different angle. I'm like, so once I get it, I want to leave it.
That's true. But the more you play with it, the better you'll get at it. And so it's a long-term game. You got to play the long game.
Doing reviews has helped with that.
Yeah.
Kiko, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, because I don't want to interrupt anybody, because that's rude. But I'll never forget, I had this pose on Anakin that was incredible, and then I went to move him, and I could never get it back again.
See?
It's something as subtle as just like a fraction of a degree, and you can't find it.
Okay, so I will say, and then I'll let you move on, Will.
We all know how important it is to find that spot that just
I have.
Right. It's true.
Crosshair right now. I have him standing still, and he's got his little gun and his little toothpick, and he literally Will, I wish you would have came here, because I feel like that would have been the only reason for me to move him. Like once somebody else saw it and validated my emotion, then I could have moved on. But since you didn't come, now he has to stay there. But he is in such a human pose. His hip is perfectly protruding. He just kind of looks like he's leaning and hanging out. He's in this perfect movement.
Yeah, exactly.
He just looks like he's kind of leaning out, and he's got his little toothpick and his gun, and I've never had anything look so human before. So I refuse to move him. I will never touch that figure again. At least Crosshair will probably stay like that for the rest of my life, because it looks so
spray him with hairspray and just freeze him, essentially.
You could do that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll just never touch him. He's so perfect. He's my perfect man.
Yeah, he is. He is. Well, guys, we got to get through some topics here, so we're going to try our best to get through as much as we can. But he is Natalie's perfect man, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy that you found happiness.
Thank you.
Let's talk about something really important, because this could be a bit explosive. So JND, Kiko is back. It's only right, it's only fair, it's only just that Kiko comes back to his first show with a topic about JND. We talked about it a little bit last week because of the Joker. I wanted to revisit that topic just a little bit here, because I don't think we truly touched on what the situation means for them in the long term, right? How bad is this situation for JND is my question. Is their time in 1/6 scale over? I thought that was a premature question months back. Turns out not so much. I think it was probably a valid question, because I can say for me, I ain't pre-ordering shit from JND because I don't trust them. And it's not going to be something that I'm going to be ordering personally. Again, I had to eat the NRD from Josh on this Joker, and I'm not happy about it. So that was me for being dumb. Maybe it came out great when it gets in hand. I don't trust these photos at all. If JND thought this looks good, what am I going to think when I get it in hand? Kiko, is their time as a money laundering scheme over? Is it officially done?
They'll just move on to the next grift, just like I do. And we were talking before the show started, Natalie. I'm rarely wrong on certain things, and I called this a while back. Their time's not over, because their time never began. Just like John Cena, their time is up. My time is now. Their time is up. And if you want to ever say it ever started, but it didn't. And I saw, I think today, they were trying to put out new different angles to try to drum up a few more fake reactions from people. And there's just no logical point for the price point to justify anything that you're getting here. I'm not going to say anything positive about the figure because I don't know if there is any, because at the price point, you cannot justify anything being better. Some people say the hair is better. Some people say the silicone. We have no idea how the silicone is going to end up holding up on a 1/6 figure. And we laughed when we saw the Joker. We scoffed when we saw the Armory and the statue of Bruce Wayne. And then like I just like dismissed it when I saw the Selena Kyle. I'm like, these guys aren't even trying anymore. It's like it's so comical and they don't care. That's the thing. As a company, like they've shown they don't care. So it's enjoy. I mean, figure out some people, and not to even mention like say what you want about all the debacle that went down with Justin and his deposit and all that. It's just a bad look. Who in their right mind would put any type of resources into this that you're not either A, afraid to lose, to get a product that you're not going to be confident in, and they're not going to deliver. So there's no track record to even go on at this point because they've not released one at this point. And what we have seen is terrible. So the time's over. It never started in the first place, but the time is over. And to keep doing figures that everyone already has is the part that's mind-blowing, I think. So I don't know. Can't wait to hear what everybody else says.
And honestly, they just keep doing similar stuff that InArt's doing. Like they're just like, okay, Catwoman. But again, like if you buy this Catwoman, you know InArt's doing one. But even if you hate InArt,
it's like who in their right mind would say, you know what, that really spoke to me when she was walking through the airport like this, or wow, when she broke into Bruce's thing and stole the pearls. Wow, I loved when she was the maid. Who says that? I mean, if you have that much of fuck you money to where you're like, I just want all these JND Selena Kyles, then sure, go off. I mean, at that point, you're probably buying that $50,000 Hulkbuster from Queen Studios and all that because you just don't care. You're some Saudi prince or something. But I mean, there's no sense of this whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't understand this one. Like, why? I mean, I guess if it's your favorite character, but like the majority of collectors sitting down and saying, I need 3 Catwomen in my collection. Like it's, you know, I guess it's no different. But again, with InArt with 4 Joaquin Jokers, people are still pissed about that. At least you got 4 unique looking figures that were still pretty badass. Like, I mean, the one clown one, not so much. I mean, everyone has their preference, but you get Bathroom Joker, you get Murray Franklin Joker, you get Arthur Fleck. I mean, at least there's something there. Even then, that's a little bit of a reach. But Natalie, weigh in. Is JND Dunzo? What do you think?
Oh my God. Thank you so much for like tagging me in right now because I almost couldn't hold it in when he was talking.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
All right. So you know how when we were all kids, and I'm bucketing us all together, even though, well, Kiko, you might be older than me, even though I'm like an old lady. So Sega Dreamcast, right? When I was growing up, Sega Dreamcast was the system, the game system. PlayStation put Sega Dreamcast out of business, right? Sega Dreamcast thought, well, we got Sega, right? We got Sonic, we got, you know, I don't even know what else they had. I played Sonic. I played a couple other games.
Radio Future.
I mean, their baseball game was pretty elite, though.
I was like, Dean's ready to weigh in.
Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi, yes, sir.
So my father actually used to work for Sega Dreamcast. Well, he worked for a gaming company, not Sega itself, a gaming company, and he got to pilot certain games. He built some of the graphics for Mortal Kombat. For when Sega came out with the Tails game, he like little things. He did the graphics for like how Sonic or Tails' tail would actually spin. I know these seem like almost nothing feats, but like that's pretty impressive. So like if you ever play Sega Genesis and play Tails, the tail spinning when he flies up, my dad did that graphic. All right, so that's pretty impressive. I was proud of him. So I got to play.
My mind is blown right now.
Yes, sir. So I got to play these games when I was a very young girl and played them before anybody else. And so to me, there was nothing better than the Sega Genesis. And then here comes PlayStation. Yes, my guy. See, Dean, I love this man so much. Yeah. I cannot even put it into words. So here I come. I'm looking at PlayStation, and PlayStation has literally wiped the floor with Sega. And Sega started the whole thing, right? So can you imagine what it's like to come into a game and try and wipe the floor with the competition? You have to introduce something that is so different, so profound, something that's so out of the box thinking. And that is what they tried to do. They said, we're going to give you figures that have human skin. Like they came in with the stupidest idea ever, thinking this is what people care about.
A metal skeleton underneath all that costume.
Skeletons. There's a skull underneath. Nobody cared. They took the approach of PlayStation trying to knock Sega Genesis out of their throne, and it doesn't work because nobody cares about that. The only way you're getting any better than the figures we already have are if the likeness is way better or the price is way better. Instead, they went total opposite. They said, we're going to make the price way higher and we're going to make the likeness a little bit less than what you're used to. There's no way they ever stood a chance. So just how bad is the situation for JND? Let's just say they're trying to introduce Sega when we already have PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. I think honestly they should probably just stick to statues. I think that's probably what's going to happen. They're probably going to close down the Kojin Works line, would be my prediction in the next year.
I just want to say I'm disappointed that you ever even put up a deposit to try this because we told you that this was going to happen
all along.
He said, look, innovation sparks creativity, it sparks curiosity, and he gave them the benefit. I think if you don't give a company the chance, they'll never even have an opportunity to succeed. So good on Will. I take my hat off to you. Thank you for giving them the opportunity.
Thank you for giving Josh money
to meet your expectations. But they didn't meet you back. They didn't even meet you halfway. They were just like, dude, I'm on my way to the party, and they never showed up.
Pretty much, yeah. And we'll see some in-hand reviews. I don't know if people are actually going to review this. If anyone's following through with your pre-order, post it in the chat. But I have my doubts that people are going to. There's going to be some people out there who are bold enough to do it, but I'm not going to be one of them. Dean, what do you think? Is JND donezo?
I don't know, dude. Honestly, like they have their fans, they have their supporters. I don't know who the fuck they are. On their
payroll. That's the thing. They're not fans. They're people on their payroll.
They're being paid a weekly check. Weekly allowance.
That is Fred Armisen on the top left. That is Fred Armisen.
Who's on the right? Is that that's worse Fred Armisen?
That does look just like him.
Dude, this is like if they did an episode of Portlandia and he dresses up as a Joker.
Allie, you haven't heard this before? Kiko's been saying this for months.
Have you? I've not.
Yeah, I mean,
he's saying Fred Armisen
in that photo.
Other people have too, but
if you watch any Saturday Night Live skit with Fred Armisen, this is him. 100%.
It does. But it's funny, you know what's crazy, Dean? I thought the prototype photos were better than this, and now they're showing this as the prototype. I'm like, if it would look like this, I wouldn't have pre-ordered it. So I don't know what the fuck photos I saw. Like, oh my god. Anyway, Dean.
Yeah, I don't know, because I would have thought that this did bad enough that they call it quits. But then they did the Batman with the armory, and now they're doing a Catwoman. It's just like people are obviously fucking pre-ordering this shit, or they wouldn't keep making it.
Please, Dean.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think it's over, but I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see.
Jesus. Okay. Is that Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin says it's a sham. That's what he said.
The problem is, like, when Hot Toys Artisan Joker is better and it's a third of the price or half price, best case scenario, and it's better, you got a huge problem. Like, I mean, you can get 2 InArt Jokers for probably around $700 for that 2-pack right now, right? Like, and you're paying twice that for JND, if not more, and it's worse. Like, I just don't get it. I mean, the silicone to me is like, I just don't know why they're stuck on the silicone thing. For statues, sure, give it your best, but I just don't understand. 1/6 scale, it doesn't seem to
I don't even think the statues look all that great. They look kind of like puffy and like melt, like the silicone is like heavy, and so it like droops.
Right. It makes them look older than they are.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I'm gonna screenshot that picture later on.
Exactly. He's like, ooh. Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
please nobody do that.
Exactly. Somebody's going to.
Definitely send it to me.
I will say the Jihan they posted. I never can pronounce it correctly. The one they just posted.
Gion. Well, it was Eno. It wasn't Gion.
No, well, they
did both.
They did both. They did Frontman and Gihan.
Yeah,
they did both. Yeah, the Gihan looks really good. Yeah, that looks really good. Frontman, it's okay. It's pretty solid, but Yeah,
I was blown away today because I'd forgotten he was Snake Eyes in G.I. Joe.
Yeah, he was also the I think he played T-1000, didn't he? In one of the Genesis or something? Or played?
Is that him?
I know one of the Terminators. Yeah.
Then yeah, he was definitely the T-1000 in Genesis with Emilia Clarke.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Dude, Frontman is honestly, that could be a whole topic. Hot Toys needs to jump on the Squid Game train 1,000%. They need Gihan and they need Frontman. They can make some other stuff, but they need those two.
Isn't JND doing Squid Games?
Not 1/6,
but they're like quarter scales.
Yeah, Hot Toys announced they had the license for it, but it was Cost Babies. So I think
hey, Cost Babies have a track record of becoming figures.
Yeah, and also it's the most popular show in Netflix history, dude. I mean, like and
I won't spoil anything for those people that are still watching it, but I will say I think Alice in Borderlands is the better show if you're into that type of like this. If you like Squid Game, you would love Alice in Borderlands. Season 3 is coming. It's going to be phenomenal. But no spoilers. But Frontman's like closing line is pretty ice cold.
Dude,
pretty cold.
It's pretty cold. And I like season 2 more actually, which I love both. Seasons,
I did too.
Season 2 was great. Did you not, Natalie? You like season 1?
That's high praise.
Yeah, season 2 is awesome, dude.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked them both. Like, I was gonna wear I have a Squid Game shirt. I was gonna wear it.
Nice.
But my new Christmas chair is black, and before I used to have a white one. And so now, if I wear a black shirt, I blend completely in hair, shirt, chair. It like
you're just a floating head.
Yeah, I'm just
that's perfect. And for Hot Toys, like all you got to do make the guard like a Praetorian guard with an interchangeable mask, a head or whatever, and then you can have different, and people will buy multiples. Like it'd be perfect. Like he already has the third party one, so yeah.
The Squid Guard. I'm looking at him right now.
Squid Guard. It's pretty good. It's on the bottom.
Now I really wish I would have bought a while back the original Squid Game figure that came out. The pink guy with the interchangeable mask.
Oh yeah, Kiko has that.
Coffin box. You have it?
Yeah, it's called Squid Guard.
It's on the bottom shelf.
It is on the bottom shelf. But you give me a Frontman or a Guillaume or whatever, I think I will move it on up.
Of course. Right. I miss everything. Like literally one of my most wanted figures. And Will told me, Natalie, no, someone's going to make it. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I don't actually. I'm interested to hear what you're going to say.
So Will was like, don't buy it, Natalie. It's too much. Trust me. Someone else is going to make it coming soon. And I was going to buy oh my gosh, what is his name? Jin Sakai.
You're talking about the VTS one. Yeah.
I was gonna buy the VTS Jin Sakai, and he's like, no. Someone's gonna come out with. Don't worry about it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait. It's been like 2.5 years. Nobody's making it. Now it's like $600, and I should have bought it when it was $4.
It's the long game. Buy nice or buy twice.
Yeah, I will say, buy never is more like what I'm going with.
I will say, and I know Will's going to disagree with me. VTS makes really good products.
Yeah, I've never owned one, so it's hard for me to say. But I just compared that base is good.
Yeah. I have their Kenshin and their Starship Troopers Rico. Both really cool bases. Really great like outfits. Now I do have their Cloud and their Zack, not great. Their bases are amazing. But yeah, their Jin Sakai turned out amazing. That base that came with it is incredible. It's got the little fox and stuff on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have the Prime one, so maybe I'm a little bit.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, don't listen to Will.
Yeah, I got the Prime one. That statue's incredible. So I'm looking at it right now. But
when Will was in Orlando, we went to dinner and he was like, yeah, I got it. You did. And I was like, damn, they're going to get the statue. I'm going to get the 1/6. He's like, don't get it, Natalie. Don't you worry. Someone's going to come out with it. Trust me. I know. And now here I am sitting on my thumbs. $600.
Great track record of Will's.
Yeah, exactly. I do. It sounds like, Natalie, that you were influenced.
I was.
So it sounds like you were influenced.
They did announce Ghost of Tsushima TV show. So you might be able to get it because that dude can play his role again.
It was supposed to be the John Wick director making a movie of it. But and now you have a second game with a brand new character.
Oh, maybe it is a movie.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to do it. I mean, but with all the success video game stuff's having now, I mean, Last of Us Season 1, Last of Us Season 2.
Sonic 3?
Sonic 3 was amazing. Sonic 1 and 2 did really well financially.
$1 billion franchise now?
Yep, 1,000%, dude. Video games are hot. They're making God of War on Amazon Prime.
I wish Hot Toys
Are they making God of War on Amazon Prime?
Yep. Yep. Apparently with a really good showrunner too. Like I forget.
Helldivers 2 television show.
Fallout.
Hopefully,
Fallout has been incredible.
What'd you say, Kiko?
That hopefully God of War is not being ran by the people that did the Acolyte.
Or
all I'm
Halo.
waiting for then is Red Dead Redemption, and then
Someone
my
could do
life
that.
will be complete.
Yeah, someone could do it. Someone could do it. Well, let's talk about Natalie being influenced because Kiko, you know how he is. He starts trends, everything he does like becomes news at some point, and you know he is that big time. So I'm actually going to share the comment with the username. So we're going to make this person famous, and this is not to call anyone out necessarily. I just thought this comment, Kiko. The reason it's not the comment necessarily or who said it. To me, it's more that it caught so much fire. Like I looked at your video and I saw the amount of likes on each comment, and this one by far had the most. So my goal with this segment is to explore what our thoughts are. And in the chat, I want to hear from you guys. Is this a popular sentiment? Is this a sentiment that people are tired of quote unquote influencers infiltrating the hobby of hot toys or 1/6 or statue collecting, whatever you want to call it? And is that making your experience lesser? I don't really consider myself an influencer either. Kiko and I are in the same boat on that way. I just like making videos. I put a lot of thought into it. I try to make good things that people like.
We're personalities. I will say I'm a personality.
Sure. Yeah, why not? But it's like, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to go into this video and I'm going to influence 1,000 people. Like my goal is to just to make stuff that I'm proud of and to give me a creative outlet to keep my mind occupied. Like that's
to me, Will, the thing is so damn cringeworthy, the term. And I think that's what is so off-putting to some people. And I just cut you off, which is what I do.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
It's very off-putting, the term influencer, because when you think of influencer, you think about the busty girl on TikTok and Instagram sitting in front of the pool, and that's your influencer back in the day. Because for some reason, people 6-7 years ago, okay, before everyone's an influencer now, before that's how people were making their money. They were basically posting stuff to influence to people to drive to their product, or so that's where it all got started. But it became so oversaturated that if just because you monetize on YouTube, that does not mean that you're an influencer as we know it or whatever. So it's the term that I think is so off-putting. But I guess if I can just tip my hat for a second, I'm just happy that I'm in the same conversation as you and Justin and Ryan. I'm just happy about that. So,
dude, honestly, I'm happy you're in there too. I'm happy I'm in there. I mean, when I saw my name, I was like, I'm second, dude, right behind Kiko. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm happy.
So that was fun. But my thing is, I think with the question I'll even pose to the audience here and obviously the rest of the panelists, it says, you make the hobby less fun. And the thing that got me was funny is no creativity, no passion. And I would feel like that is a very ill-founded statement, because I feel like there's a lot of creativity from what I put out, at least. Now, there's a lot of people sometimes that are just kind of that copy other people. I know you sent me one time. I was like, does this look familiar? It was the exact same thumbnail with the exact same font of something.
Oh yeah.
I was like, boy, that looks familiar. And that's flattering. That's cool. But to say that we don't have any passion for the hobby and that we're grifters and whatever, because those whole comments are really, really fun if you get a chance to look that over. But yeah, to me, it's the cringeworthiness of the term that is so off-putting.
Right. That's, I guess, what I would say too, Kiko. That's my thing. It's like, I guess I would call us content creators. That would be fine. But I don't know if influencers. Maybe we influence by consequence of the content we provide. But so
many people think that if you have a YouTube channel and you're talking about figures, you're getting paid by company to talk about them. So you're an influencer, and that's just misinformed. Because as you and I both know, Will, we make very, very little.
Yes, that is very true. It's a little extra side income, but I can tell you from the amount of time you put into the videos, it's not a venture that most people would agree to. Like I can tell you, like an example, like a review video might take me days to film. I might make $10 on it. Like, I mean, $10, $15 tops, like over its entire runtime. So like, it's not exactly ideal, but nonetheless,
it comes out to like 50 cents an hour for you.
Right, exactly. Natalie, what do you think? I mean, do you think influencers, quote unquote, are good for the hobby of hot toys collecting, or has it been a bad thing?
I feel like I've said this so many times. I'm not negating this topic. I'm very glad that you brought this topic up, because I feel like I've said this so many times. And I'll just only speak for myself, and I'll speak for probably a good 40%. I'm just gonna make a number up because I like the number 40. I'm going to speak for at least 40% of the people that when I say in this hobby, specifically in this hobby, I feel like influencers play like a really significant role um, because of the fact that there's not a lot of people who can engage in this hobby with us, right? Like,
Right.
if you don't know a bunch of people who collect these types of figures, who are you talking to about this? Who are you engaging with? Who are you spending your time with and enjoying your time with? You know, kind of just like shooting the shit, comparing your figures. You don't really have a lot of those people. Maybe there's a lot of people out there who have friends that they've influenced, right? Because everyone can be an influencer, that they've influenced to buy these figures, or that they've, you know, met who already collect them. But they make the hobby more fun. Like, in my opinion, um, whenever you guys showcase your collection or your passion, and I'm using that word because that's what Kiko just said, but when you showcase that, it inspires other people who have the similar interests as you, and it brings people together. It brings people into the community. You know, if you didn't have this outlet, if you didn't have this channel, if you didn't have a place where you could go and look up videos, this community would be a lot smaller, and you'd be a lot weirder for loving this stuff. So, like, nobody is complaining that there's a bigger community. If anything, you're just complaining because the community is big, and the only reason it's big is because it has influencers that bring more people here. So I feel like it's a chicken or the egg situation. I'm not trying to negate that some people think like toxicity spreads, but enthusiasm can be way more contagious if you allow it to be. And just let people who like their hobbies love their hobbies. Like, who cares that people who go online and have a channel talk smack about something and they get together with their friends and they post it online? Like, if you don't love it, then don't watch it. It's not, no one is forcing you to do that. Like, I'm not an influencer. I don't even do social media. Like, Will, you are my friend. Kiko, you are my friend. And Dean, you are my friend. Have you ever seen me on Facebook? Have you ever seen me on anything that is not a text message, and barely that? I don't do any of that. I'm not here to influence anyone. I barely use anything. All I'm saying is I appreciate the 4 people that I'm sitting here, or the 3 people that I'm sitting here with today, and I appreciate the 100 people that are on the channel right now watching this. And by all means, I'm not saying that's influencing. I'm saying it's just a bunch of people getting together, enjoying each other's company and creativity and passion. And like, if that's what an influencer is, then great. We should all consider ourselves influencers. Every time you call a friend or text a friend or message someone on Reddit and you're like, dude, buy that figure, you're influencing them. So yes, it should be flooded with influencers. That's what keeps the hobby going. So I'll stop because I could talk about this for 10, 15, 20 minutes.
That's beautiful.
Natalie is always clutch, dude. You missed a lot, Kiko, in your absence, dude. You see, Natalie is
she's grown.
Natalie has grown, dude. She has.
I was 5'1" when you left. I'm 5'1.5" now.
5'3" now. Yeah, somewhere about. Yeah, exactly.
And with a 7 feet tall.
Exactly. She's gonna be in the WNBA soon, dude. No doubt about it. But Dean, weigh in, dude. As an influencer yourself, what are your thoughts?
Actually, I don't know. I'm not on this list. So
yeah, sure. You didn't make the list, but you know, next time.
Yeah, to me, the term influencer, I think Kiko kind of touched on it, as like someone who's being paid to essentially sell you something, which I think really the only person I would consider an influencer on this list is probably Justin.
Yeah.
You know, he gets figures to review, and you know, here's a link where you can buy the thing. So I think most of us.
What link is that, Dean?
I don't think it exists anymore.
Might you share?
And you know, no hate on Justin. I like Justin. He's a really great guy.
He is.
Enjoyed every time I've ever talked to Justin. And I, as a free thinking American, I chose not to buy from those links that Justin posted, and it turned out, you know, probably in my best interest not to do that. But you know, influencer is only as far as are you influenced by what they're saying, I guess is my point. So, I've never ever once except for on like very rare occasions, like Will and I have been discussing back and forth the Final Fantasy VII statues from Prime 1, where I'm like, this price point is unacceptable and you shouldn't buy it on principle. Those are really the only times where I tell people what to do with their money or their collection. Because again, I'm not paying your bills. Will, you want to buy that statue? By all means, go for it. My personal opinion is, I don't want to support bad behavior, and so I'm not buying it. Sure. But I always tell people, like, this is what I think for my own collection. If you think otherwise, hey, good for you. Like, I really, really don't like Heath Ledger's Joker. And I've been forced to talk about it for the past like 4 fucking years because everybody keeps making that goddamn character. But I always make it a point to say, like, hey, if this is a character or a figure that you want in your collection, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the people that this is for. It's just not for me. But I don't, I'm pretty sure I've never told people how to spend their money. So maybe that's why I'm not on this influencer list. I don't know, because when Zach and I started collecting weekly, it was just kind of like it started off as an introduction into 1/6, because I didn't know anything about it when we started, and he was doing kit bashes and custom figures, and I was like, well, where do I buy X, Y, and Z? And that's how the show started, and then it kind of transformed into what it is today, where we talk about the figures or the stuff that's important to us that week. Sometimes it's not 6 scale at all. Sometimes it's, Shadow the Hedgehog, whatever it is. Like, so I don't know. Influencer are they good for the hobby? Again, as far as are you influenced by them, I guess. But no creativity, no passion. Obviously, we're passionate. We're here every week doing this for free. I
do get influenced by Taco Bell though when I see the commercials.
Oh, dude, yeah. I get influenced hard by, go figure, by food. My fat ass. But someone was eating like, or I got an advertisement for sour candy the other day, and I was like, bro, I need sour candy immediately. So I got on Amazon and bought a big box of sour strips.
Dude.
Was it delivered that day? Because what's the point then at that point?
Yeah, it was overnight.
Okay.
Overnight.
Overnight.
Fastest shipping possible. Dude. That's wild. Well, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that topic. I think it was a productive one. We got a super chat, X-Men Supreme, $5. What Natalie said, everyone on the platform has a degree of influence in the community. Need a t-shirt that reads influencer, non-derogatory. I've actually thought about that. I've thought about creating influencer, or rather t-shirts in general, and putting influencer as one of the words on there. I think that would be pretty funny. So if you guys are ever interested in getting something like that, I think it'd be pretty cool. And it's not like, I've heard Dean, I think you told me or someone said there's not really any real money to be made in t-shirts, just for people who want to engage and have something kind of fun. So
yeah, we have a store, tpublic.com/collectingweekly. Shameless plug.
Influencer.
I was gonna say influencer. Shirts, that's you. Influencer.
Yeah. You could get them. We always tell people wait for there to be a sale, because I think they're like $20 normally, but if you wait for the sale, it's like 14.
Oh, nice.
Even when it's full price, we might make $1 off the shirt. Like, it's
right.
It's not
not a huge profit margin there.
Yeah. Unless we were making the shirts ourselves, which we'd have to buy the press, all the shirts,
Yeah.
Which we're just not going to do. We don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
The company has all that stuff. So it's like, hey, if you like our designs or like a funny pun that we do on the show, turn it into a shirt. There it is on the store. You could go on.
Yeah. Well, we got a good comment from Julio. What did Julio say? I never watched Justin, Will, nor Kiko to be influenced. I watch because you're cute AF. Thanks, dude. Confidence boost. Thanks,
they are
man.
cute.
Yeah, thanks, man. So are you, Dean. Dean, you're the cutest actually on this panel. So everyone loves Dean. Everyone, dude. Everyone I've ever talked to. Dean is so lovable, dude. But who's also lovable? The Penguin. because the Penguin is here from Jazzinc. Well, it's being teased. We might have to roll through this topic a little bit, so we'll do our best to get this done on time here because we're running out of time. But we have a Penguin teased, and Yost has talked about sort of what's going to be included, multiple head sculpts. There's a sewer version, I believe, and then like a mayor version, 2 different versions. You're going to have different options, just kind of like the Catwoman. So Kiko, you had what was it called? The scavenger, the vulture figure. What was it called? The flying scavenger?
Iron scavenger.
Iron scavenger. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. The winged scavenger. I don't remember, but I will say that one was not your favorite figure. You ended up selling it from what I remember. Should collectors trust Jazzinc to deliver a quality product with this Penguin when it does go up for PO? What do you think?
I don't know yet, Will, because although their Catwoman looked good, there's nothing in hand, not anywhere close to that. And the price point was very off-putting to a lot of people if you wanted to go deluxe, which if they're going DX, which we're talking about right here, there's multiple versions again. Let me just throw this out there. Do you really want to have $3,000 tied up into 2 figures that you don't even have yet? And sounds like a JND scheme, if you ask me. But we know Jazzinc and Yost is legit. We know that they're going to do their thing. But until they deliver the figure the first time, I don't know, man. I know you don't care, Will. You've never seen this movie yet, correct?
Yeah, I haven't even seen it.
So like, I know you don't care about this. You're just rolling through a topic. Yep. So it's an iconic piece of my childhood. I mean, Danny DeVito's Penguin. That's the only thing I knew growing up when they had the Penguin. When I saw different iterations of him from like the 60s, I was like, wait, that's the Penguin as well? So this was iconic. This is what crazy. I mean, we've already talked about that. So should you collect it? Should you trust them? I'm not willing to jump in on that just yet. The price is way too high. The entry point is, and there's no track record yet. But if you're willing to take a gamble, by all means. But I'm not going to force you to do it.
Isn't Jazzinc? Is Jazzinc licensed or no?
I think this is licensed, but not in America for this one, right, Kiko? I don't think this one's...
Well, you're right, because you couldn't get it directly. You couldn't get Catwoman directly. You had to get it through Kit.
Yeah.
Right. So you're telling me Jazzinc got the license to Danny DeVito's Penguin
for, I think, Europe. Yeah, I don't know if this one's going to be US or not. Catwoman was not US. Yeah.
I mean, the big question has always been like whether or not he would ever give that license or anyone would ever get his license. So if they got it, what's stopping anyone else?
Well, they've teased, the different bases and such, potentially for a Catwoman and Penguin from Hot Toys. So it's out there.
Okay.
Now, I think Hot Toys is watching this, but what do you think?
I mean, look, I don't think that any company is in a better place to make this a grail than Hot Toys. I'm going to put it out there. I don't know the Jazzinc team, and I'm not trying to get on anyone's bad side, but I don't think any other company besides Hot Toys is in a place to make this a grail, because I'm sure Jazzinc does really well. I've seen the teases they have of Catwoman, but I feel like there's not a lot of people who trust whether or not they'll either, one, get it, or two, maybe they're just learning about Jazzinc. They don't know how long it'll take to get the figure, or if it'll come out good, what that customer service is going to look like. I think it's probably not going to sell as well because it's not a widely known company. But I say widely known. Everyone who watches YouTube knows who they are, right? But not everyone watches YouTube for these things, right? Yeah. We already know that. We know 20% of the whole collection base is not sitting here watching Will Fox Vacation Show. So
that's true. Would be nice.
Yeah. Will they deliver? I think they're gonna, if it comes out anything like the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, right? What they've shown, which came out almost identical, if not better than the prototypes that they showed. It'll come out really good, and maybe that will spark the competitive flair and Hot Toys to make their own. I don't know, and maybe that's not the answer everybody wanted, but I really don't collect anything that's not like a Hot Toy, and this is why I don't have the Nathan Drake, because I failed to take that leap of faith. So this might be that thing. So I love Danny DeVito's Penguin. When I think about who is Penguin, I don't think about Colin Farrell. I don't think about anybody else. I think about this tiny little man who made every dream of Penguin 100%. Come true. So I'm all for it. I love it. I think he's going to come out really nice, and hopefully it sparks Hot Toys to jump on that bandwagon, because this might just have to be one that I take home, and I don't collect DC.
Nice. Well, Dean, what do you think about this?
I think one thing I've always praised, not always, recently praised Jazzinc for doing is, they got the DC license, and instead of going straight to Batman, they're doing the characters that have not gotten any attention.
Yeah.
And I think that should be praised to no end, if I could influence you guys. Because it'd be very easy to do a Batman. He already does the Batmobile. Do a Batman, but they're like, you know what? There's enough Batman out there. Let's show these other characters some love. So I think that's really cool to see. And going from Catwoman to now Penguin, again, super cool. And that opens the door for, other characters, right? Poison Ivy. No, it's a different movie, but in that same vein, the Riddler, Mr. Freeze, these movies have a lot of people that love them and are very nostalgic for. Hot Toys just did the Batman and Robin for what movie was that? Was it the Batman and Robin movie?
Yeah, Batman and Robin, the one from Mr. Freeze with Clooney.
Yeah, and then the other ones, right? We saw the Batman and Robin, or Batman and Throbbing, right, with the big old package.
That one's the Batman Forever ones.
Yeah,
Batman
and Robin.
So it's like those characters are out there. If people want them, they're out there. So Jazzinc has an opportunity to fill those voids in people's collections, and it seems that's what they're doing, and I think that should be praised. As a prototype, or I don't even know if I want to call this a prototype, it just looks like a render.
I'm gonna say a rendering,
yeah. It's at least very cool to see that they're not just blank expressions. They're very animated and I would say ambitious. So I think it's cool. I think it depends on how the Catwoman turns out, so take this very seriously or not, but overall, I like it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, hey, it is a render. I think you guys are right. It doesn't seem like an actual figure yet, but the announcement should be soon, and I hope it turns out pretty good for people. I hope, it's a good prototype that gets people to watch, or, to watch Jazzinc and, go from there. So we got a super chat. Valkyrie Magnus 4.99. Thanks so much. You guys are the fantastic four of YouTubers. Thanks, dude. That's really nice. Great to have you all together again. Thanks so much, Valkyrie. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thank you so much for watching, for the support. But yeah, I think the Penguin looks cool. I think for the Batman Returns fans out there, which I'm going to watch with Kiko. I feel like I need to watch that film with Kiko. He told me he was going to make me watch. He still has not yet done so. So next time I go there, we'll watch it, Kiko. We'll watch that. Guys, we're going to wrap it there. So thank you guys so much for engaging us for all these topics. We have other ones, but we'll get to them next week. Same time, same place. Kiko, dude, thanks so much for joining, man. Anything you want to plug on your way out?
Yeah, make sure to check my link, obviously. But no, it's been too long, friends, family. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for giving me that time away, Will, and allowing me to come back to have a spot on the panel to chat through this. It's fun to be able to have this quote Fantastic Four to be able to chat through, because I do enjoy my time with you guys very, very much. And thank you for those that indulged me at the beginning of this, as I shared just kind of what was on my heart and kind of what I was feeling. So thank you for that. And now that we're kind of back in the swing of things, there was a brand new video that I debuted on Monday, and it's already done 6,000 views, which is pretty good for me. Happy about that. And check that out if you haven't, because I discuss about whether the artisan line is doomed, because you might be surprised what I say. So not a little bit clickbaity, but we'll see if they can actually deliver. So make sure that you're checking that one out. Make sure that you're subscribed, because another new video is coming right around the corner. Be looking for that next week as well. So thank you all for letting me come on back and take a few minutes.
Dude, always, man. Kiko will be here every week. It's exciting. Happy to have him back. It's going to be really cool. I will say for myself, I'm going to have the InArt Paul Atreides review, hopefully up this weekend. I've gotten a lot of it shot. I think probably everything's shot. I just got to edit it together and put it together. But that's coming. And I got the Joker 4-pack, which I have not yet unboxed because I've been working on Paul. So It'll be pretty exciting. But
I'm gonna take
Dean,
your InArt review of Paul and do the exact same frame for frame with the Og Toys one, and use your exact same.
Okay, you should. You should. Honestly, that would be a great video. It'd be really good to see the comparison. So yeah, or I'll just bring mine to Tennessee and we'll just compare them in person. We could do a live stream or video and be like, all right, let's look at them together. I'm telling you, Kiko, you're fucking
Another street video asking people what they think.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That was the best street video views wise and engagement I've ever had with you in it.
Totally.
So that was. I think we need to do it again. I think we need another one. But Dean, what's coming up, dude, on Collecting Weekly? I know you got a lot of good stuff over there.
Zach has been doing these. I don't want to call them daily vlogs, but just like vlogs of like just him doing stuff. You know,
nice.
It's really fun. I enjoy him because, you know, he's hanging out with his wife and daughter and they just go do stuff. And he had a really cool one for Christmas where they went to like look at Christmas lights, and, you know, people like do like the whole neighborhoods, and you like drive through the neighborhood and look at all the Christmas lights.
Yeah,
that's cute.
Fun.
Did one for New Year's, so they're just fun. I like his vlogs a lot. Or he calls them Z-logs. So a little pretentious, but you know,
that's
Zach for you. So check those out. Tonight we don't have anything tonight. We're still trying to figure out what game we're gonna play. I think we're gonna talk about that tonight. And figure that out for the new year. Monday will be an unboxing. I think it's man, who was it? What figure just came out?
Human Torch.
No, actually, like released.
Oh, released. I don't know. Maybe it was a Star Killer. Revan Star.
Yeah, I think it's a Star Killer. I think they're unboxing Star Killer on Monday.
Okay, gotcha.
So that'll be cool. I was thinking about doing an unboxing. I got the HasLab Ghost.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Huge, dude.
Yeah.
I'll send you a picture. It's literally the size of my like outdoor freezer. It's massive, dude.
It's bigger than Razor Crest?
Much.
Interesting.
Wow.
That's wide.
Yeah, because the Millennium Falcon is like 2.5 feet across, and this is bigger than that.
Wow.
So
okay.
The box is 50 pounds. So I almost got a hernia moving into my house. I was like, oh my God.
Dude, I've done that with several statues. I'm like, I'm gonna die lifting this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm gonna do an unboxing just because it's so massive and unruly that I don't know the space. So and then Tuesday will be the news for the week. See if Hot Toys announces anything else. I mean, they did the Human Torch, and everyone said they were going to announce more, and they didn't. So we'll see if that happens.
Was this their last week to do that? Like,
I think there's still more time.
New Year's coming up, I think.
Yeah, it is coming up though. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What day?
Usually the end of the month, right? I think like right before February, from my recollection. But
okay.
Yeah. Speaking of, I mean, guys, check out Collecting Weekly. But speaking of that, Kiko, I got to talk to you about this. I did get word from InArt. We might be able to do an interview.
Wow!
Right before Chinese New Year.
Finally.
So Kiko.
So of all the people, you say Kiko.
Yeah, because Kiko is asking the hard-hitting questions. Apparently,
been chomping at the bit for months.
I asked softball questions apparently, so Kiko needs to ask the hard hitters so I can do this.
It doesn't matter what questions you ask; they won't answer them.
Look at that smile on his face.
Well,
Kiko knows
maybe they'll get Kiko. Kiko will get him. Yeah, Kiko will get him to do it. He'll get Johnny to answer it. Remember, you guys asked him in San Diego. Remember, that was pretty fun. So that was
when you were in his house and he just randomly walked over.
yeah, that was hilarious. Every once in a while, I'll go back and watch that stream, and it was so because I couldn't hear any of it. I didn't know anything that was happening. It's Kevin. Kevin's back. Natalie, what's
he
up?
just wants attention.
Yeah, I will say, I know over the last couple of weeks, Kiko, just so you know, it's been an interesting end of the year. Everybody's had like a hell of a good time, hell of a bad time, hell of a weird time. Everybody's kind of doing a little bit of everything, and it's good to have you back. Everybody who's in the chat right now, they seem to be having a blast having you back. So welcome back. We missed you. Thank you for returning in your limelight of fashion as you would. The only thing I would have expected is that you would have like jumped off of like the side of your display case and landed on your table and cracked it in half. That would have been the only thing that I would have expected that you didn't do. But outside of that,
next time,
we welcome you. Dean had a birthday this past Sunday, so I just want to do an extra shout out to Dean. Happy birthday.
Shout out to Dean.
Absolutely. I've had a wonderful time joining the panel. I won't even say, Will, you're an amazing host. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm saying all this because the holidays have come, they've passed, and we've all had an opportunity at one point or another to be on a stream at one section or another, but not really together. And so I feel really grateful and thankful that I'm with all four of us right now. And so I just want to say thank you for Will for bringing all of us together and making this possible. I feel like I've earned so many good friends in such a weird and unique way, and I love it. And I also embrace this toxic but yet also loving community at the same time. So thank you, everyone in the chat. So that's all I have to say. I just wanted to point that out. Kiko, couldn't be happier that you're back. Dean, I'll miss being on chat or being on stream with you every week now that Kiko is back.
Oh, I know. What the hell?
let's get together. Let's get a beer or something when I come to Dallas. And let's not lose our kinship, my good friend.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I have to say.
Yep. It's going to be a good time, guys. We're going to keep the stream rolling. Like I said, every Friday, 5:15 p.m. Eastern. Kiko's going to be back. It's going to be an exciting time. We'll have Natalie and Dean. It's going to be all the people you know. So pretty fun time. We're going to wrap it there, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Everybody knows your name.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Cheers.
Cheers. What the hell?
I don't even know. What is
Cheers.
Is it Cheers a TV show? I don't even know.
But Kiko, while you were gone, he wanted to poke fun at me for not knowing Terminator. But
but that's different. You
no, it's not different.
It is.
I don't think it's different.
It is.
I guarantee talk to your family and be like, hey, mom, dad, grandpa, did anybody know Cheers? How do you not know Cheers, Will?
Do you know Frasier?
Yeah,
Frasier, my boy.
Yeah, like English people say it, they're like Cheers, like for that. There's that. But
you're embarrassing yourself.
Is that where they got it from? They got it from the TV
no,
show.
Cheers is the name of the bar in Boston.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
why don't you just say goodbye to your fans before they unsubscribe?
Yeah, they're gonna unsubscribe now. I thought maybe like the TV show inspired people to say Cheers in England. I thought that's maybe what it was.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah, that could have been. Oh wow, I opened up another tab.
Yeah. I'm watching the unsubscribes.
Buttons going down. We're under 11K now. All right, guys. Bye. See you in the next. Thank you for watching another episode of Lights, Camera, Collect. Please make sure to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And of course, check out my amazing co-host channel, Kiko Collects, linked in the description below. Thank you so much and see you in the next one.